They told you that after 60, your body would slow down, your energy would fade, and intimacy would become a thing of the past. But they were wrong. Dead wrong. I'm Dr. James, a men's health expert with over 30 years of experience helping older adults reclaim their strength, confidence, and connection, starting with simple, natural choices that most people overlook. I've worked with thousands of seniors across the country, and what I've discovered might surprise you. Because while most people believe that regaining vitality requires prescriptions, hormones, or expensive supplements, the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. One everyday food you've known your whole life may hold the key to restoring your circulation, boosting your intimacy, and reigniting that inner spark. That food is eggs. Yes, eggs. When eaten the right way, they can gently and naturally help you feel more alive, more connected, and more confident in your body, even in your 70s and beyond. In just a moment, I'll show you exactly how to use eggs to support your energy, hormones, and emotional closeness. So, stay with me because this could change how you experience life after 60. And before we dive in, don't forget to hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss insights designed just for you. Before we get started, make sure to click subscribe and tap the bell icon. That way you'll always stay updated with practical tips made specifically for your health journey. And if you're finding this helpful so far, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me improve what I share with you. 1. The nutritional power of eggs, more than just protein. For decades, eggs were misunderstood, pushed aside by outdated fears about cholesterol and heart health. But science has finally caught up with what many cultures have known for centuries. Eggs are one of the most complete, nourishing, and restorative foods we can eat, especially as we age. After 60, our bodies change in subtle yet significant ways. Hormone production slows, circulation becomes less efficient, recovery takes longer. Energy doesn't rise as quickly in the morning, and intimacy can begin to feel like something from another lifetime. But what if a simple, familiar food could begin to turn that tide? Eggs offer a rare combination of nutrients that directly support the areas of the body most affected by aging. Each egg contains choline, which fuels brain function and keeps the nervous system firing smoothly. It contains vitamin D, which supports bone health and boosts testosterone, a critical hormone for both men and women in maintaining libido, mood, and stamina. And B12, which many seniors are deficient in, plays a vital role in cellular energy and mental clarity. But the magic doesn't stop there. Eggs are also rich in L-arginine, an amino acid that promotes the production of nitric oxide, the very compound your body uses to relax and open blood vessels. This means better circulation, more oxygen-rich blood flowing to your heart, your brain, and yes, your most intimate areas. For men, this supports firmer, longer-lasting erections. For women, it means improved sensitivity and comfort, things that matter deeply, not just physically, but emotionally. What makes eggs so extraordinary is how naturally they support hormone balance and vascular health without needing to alter your life or empty your wallet. They're not a supplement or a quick fix. They're real food, as nourishing to your body as they are familiar to your plate. When eaten with intention and consistency, eggs become more than breakfast. They become quiet medicine. Many people are surprised to discover that the most powerful change doesn't come from something new and exotic, but from something they've known all along, just used in a more thoughtful way. But here's the secret. It's not just that you eat eggs, it's how you eat them that unlocks their full potential. And that's exactly what we're about to explore next. Ready to find out how to turn this everyday food into a daily ritual for energy, connection, and intimacy? Let's dive in. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now, let's move on to point number 2. 2. How to eat eggs for maximum vitality. The way we prepare and consume food, especially as we age, can make all the difference, not just to our health, but to how we feel inside our bodies. And when it comes to eggs, it's not simply about eating them, it's about unlocking their full vitality-enhancing potential through intention, timing, and balance. For older adults, the body becomes more sensitive to what we feed it and how we treat it. Gone are the days when we could eat without thought and expect the same energy in return. Now every choice counts. That's why how you eat your eggs matters just as much as eating them in the first place. Start by choosing whole eggs, not just the whites. The yolk, often wrongly feared, holds most of the nutrients that support hormone production, circulation, and brain health. It's where you'll find the cholesterol your body uses to build testosterone and estrogen, essential hormones for intimacy, energy, and emotional well-being. Next, consider how you cook them. Gentle preparation preserves the delicate fats and nutrients that give eggs their strength. Boiled, poached, or softly scrambled on low heat, these methods allow the egg to nourish without harming the heart. On the other hand, frying eggs in processed oils or scorching them on high heat can compromise the very compounds we're trying to protect. Then there's the timing. Eating eggs early in the day, with your first meal, gives your body the fuel it needs to balance hormones, regulate blood sugar, and build a stable foundation of energy that lasts. Pair them with dark leafy greens like spinach or arugula, and you amplify their impact, improving nutrient absorption, supporting digestion, and helping blood flow where it matters most. But perhaps the most powerful element isn't nutritional, it's emotional. When you begin each morning with something intentional, something warm, nourishing, and familiar, you're sending your body a message. I'm still here. I still care. I still want to feel alive. That shift alone can be the beginning of a new relationship with your health and your sense of self. And just when you think a humble egg has given you all it can, wait until you see what it does for your most intimate moments. Because the next benefit isn't just about energy, it's about connection. And the science behind it may surprise you. Let's keep going. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 3. 3. The link between eggs, circulation, and intimacy. There's a quiet truth that many people over 60 live with but rarely speak about. The feeling of disconnection. Not just from their partners, but from their own bodies. Slower blood flow, colder extremities, fading intimacy. It begins gradually until one day you realize something deeply human has gone quiet inside you. But what if something as familiar as an egg could help bring it back? The connection between eggs and intimacy isn't just about nutrition, it's about restoring the pathways that allow closeness to happen. Circulation, hormone balance, emotional readiness. And at the center of all of it is blood flow, the silent force behind energy, touch, and desire. Eggs support this process in a surprisingly elegant way. The L-arginine found in eggs acts as a precursor to nitric oxide, a compound that helps your blood vessels relax and expand. This simple biological action has profound effects. When blood can move freely, so can warmth, sensation, and arousal. For men, this often means firmer, more responsive erections. For women, it means better pelvic blood flow, greater comfort, and deeper physical connection. But the benefits go beyond the physical. Eggs nourish the endocrine system, helping your body regulate key hormones like testosterone and estrogen, both essential not just for sexual response, but for emotional closeness, mood, and a feeling of being awake in your own skin. What makes this so powerful is that eggs don't push your body, they support it. They don't override your system with synthetic force, they gently remind your body of what it already knows how to do. For many older adults, that reminder is everything. It's what turns routine into ritual, a meal into medicine, and intimacy into something that feels vibrant again. Intimacy is not just physical. It's deeply tied to how safe and energized we feel within ourselves. And when circulation is restored, when hormones are supported, that internal safety returns. You feel more confident, more comfortable, more you. But the most beautiful part? This renewed sense of connection doesn't stop in the bedroom. It carries over into your daily life, in your energy, your conversations, your laughter. And as we're about to explore next, the emotional and relational shifts that follow might be even more life-changing than the physical ones. Let's uncover that together. 4. Real-life transformations. One of the greatest joys of my work has been witnessing what happens when people over 60 begin to reconnect with their health, their partners, and themselves. Not through radical interventions, but through small, consistent acts of care. Like eggs. Yes, something as ordinary as eggs has played a quiet role in some of the most extraordinary stories I've heard. I think of Harold, a 72-year-old retired teacher who came into my office with slumped shoulders and tired eyes. He told me he no longer felt in his body. His mornings were sluggish, his relationship felt more like a friendship, and though he loved his wife deeply, there was a quiet sadness between them. We didn't start with a prescription. We started with 2 eggs every morning, gently boiled, paired with greens, and a short walk. A few weeks later, he returned with a different presence, lighter, steadier, more awake. He wasn't suddenly 25 again, but his eyes were brighter, his laugh came more freely. He told me, "We're talking more, holding hands again. I didn't realize how far I'd drifted from myself." Then there's Martha, 68, who'd been struggling with hormone imbalance and the discomfort it brought to her intimate life. She started incorporating eggs daily, not just for nutrition, but as an intentional pause. Something just for her. It wasn't just her body that changed, it was her confidence. She started wearing colors again, started saying yes again. These stories aren't unique because they're rare. They're unique because they're real, and they prove something essential, that the body can respond even after years of quiet decline. Not through force, but through kindness, through nourishment, through belief. These transformations remind us that healing doesn't always come with noise. Sometimes it comes with a spoon, a plate, a quiet choice, repeated day after day. But here's where it gets even more beautiful. As the body opens, so does the heart. And that's where we're headed next, to the part of the journey that no lab test can measure. Let's talk about emotional intimacy and how food, presence, and connection are more deeply linked than we've been told. 5. Gentle, natural results, not a quick fix. In a world that constantly promises instant solutions, it's easy to forget that the most meaningful changes often come quietly, without fanfare, without urgency, without pressure. Especially after 60, when the body moves more slowly and the soul has learned the value of patience, what we seek isn't a jolt, it's restoration. And that's where eggs offer something truly special. Gentle, natural results that last. Unlike medications that override your system with artificial intensity, eggs work with your body. They offer nourishment instead of noise. Each bite delivers steady support, rebuilding strength, balancing hormones, and gradually reawakening systems that have quietly fallen asleep. This isn't about chasing your 20-year-old self. It's about reclaiming comfort in the body you live in today. Over time, this gentle nourishment begins to create real change. Hands feel warmer, sleep deepens. Mornings come with more clarity. Moments of intimacy no longer feel like effort, but like a return to something familiar. There's a shift, not dramatic, but undeniable. A quiet confidence takes root, not because everything is perfect, but because your body is responding. This is the kind of transformation that can't be rushed. It happens in layers, slowly and sincerely. You begin to trust your body again, not for its youth, but for its wisdom, its resilience, and its willingness to heal when given the right support. And in that trust, there is freedom. Freedom to connect, to explore, to enjoy. What makes eggs remarkable isn't just their nutritional profile, it's their consistency. A humble egg doesn't try to be anything more than what it is. And that's exactly what many of us need at this stage of life, something simple, reliable, and real. A quiet partner in our wellness journey. So if you've been searching for a solution that respects your age, honors your rhythm, and restores what matters without shaking your world, know this: You're not asking for too much. You're asking for the right kind of care, and you're just getting started. Because while eggs nourish the body, what comes next is about something even deeper. How the small daily act of feeding yourself well can awaken something far more powerful. Hope. And that's exactly where we're headed next. 6. How to start today. Sometimes the most profound changes begin not with a grand gesture, but with a quiet decision, a moment of awareness, a simple choice. For many people over 60, the hardest part of reclaiming health and intimacy isn't knowing what to do, it's believing that small, consistent steps still matter. But they do. And one of the most powerful places to start is with something as humble as an egg. Beginning doesn't require a complete lifestyle overhaul. It doesn't ask you to count every calorie or give up everything you enjoy. It asks you to be present, to treat one meal a day as an act of care rather than obligation, to choose nourishment over neglect, and to do it gently without pressure. Start tomorrow morning. Instead of skipping breakfast or grabbing something processed and empty, take 10 quiet minutes to prepare something that supports you. Boil 2 eggs, add a handful of greens, maybe a slice of avocado. Eat slowly, without your phone, without rushing. Let the moment matter. You're not just feeding your body, you're sending it a message. I still care. I still want to feel good in this skin. I still want connection, energy, and joy. When you do this consistently, even just a few days a week, you'll begin to notice what many of my patients have experienced. Subtle shifts, a clearer mind, a steadier heartbeat, a return of warmth, not just to your hands and feet, but to your sense of self. Over time, that bowl of eggs becomes more than food. It becomes a ritual of self-respect. And remember, it's not about being perfect. There's no scoreboard here. What matters is the signal you send to your body each day that you're not giving up, that you still expect it to rise to the occasion, and that you're willing to meet it halfway. That's where change begins. But this journey is more than physical, because as your body begins to heal and respond, something unexpected happens. Your emotions shift too. You begin to feel lighter, more open, more connected not only to your partner, but to life itself. And in the next part of this journey, we'll explore why emotional intimacy after 60 might just be the most beautiful gift of all. Let's step into that together. Final thought. Your body still remembers. There's a quiet grief that many people carry with them as they age. The belief that certain parts of life are simply over. Passion, closeness, energy, desire, not because they no longer matter, but because they feel out of reach. The body slows, the rhythm changes, and suddenly the version of you that once felt alive and vibrant seems like a distant memory. But here's the truth that matters most. Your body hasn't forgotten. It still remembers, and it still wants to respond. Every breath you take, every beat of your heart, every drop of blood flowing through your veins is a testament to your body's willingness to keep showing up for you, even now. And when you begin to feed it what it needs, not just food, but kindness, intention, and consistency, something begins to awaken. The parts of you that once felt silent start to speak again, not in loud declarations, but in gentle signs. Deeper sleep, a steadier mood, a warm touch that no longer feels unfamiliar. We often think of vitality as something reserved for the young, but vitality has nothing to do with age. It's about connection. To yourself, to your partner, to the moment you're in right now. It's about choosing to show up fully, even if your body looks or feels different than it once did. And sometimes that choice begins with something as small as how you prepare your morning eggs. Because the truth is, your best days aren't behind you. They're just waiting for permission, waiting for you to remember what it feels like to nourish yourself from the inside out, waiting for you to stop asking, "Is it too late?" and instead start asking, "What's possible now?" You've spent a lifetime giving, building, working, caring, sacrificing. Now maybe for the first time in years, you have a chance to give something back to yourself, to reclaim not your youth, but your aliveness, not your past, but your presence. And if you've made it this far, if something in these words has stirred even the smallest flicker of hope or recognition, then what comes next might just change everything. Because now we're stepping into the heart of it, the real reason this matters. Let's talk about connection and why it might be the most healing medicine of all.